In India, 1,68,000 people died in road accidents in the year 2022, which means 462 deaths per day. But how can we prevent these accidents? In today's episode, we have Harsha, the founder of Team Road Squad. Harsha has started initially on Twitter primarily to create awareness on road rules among the citizens, where he focused on structural problems by giving suggestions to GHMC. Harsha closely worked with Hyderabad Traffic Police to improve public police relationships and also had rectified hundreds of errors on traffic lights. Welcome, Harsha. Welcome to our podcast.
Thank you, Arif. It's my pleasure to be with you here in this YouTube channel. Yeah.
What is the reason you started road safety awareness? Like, have you ever gone through some near death experiences or something like that which changed your mind?
No, Arif, not exactly. What happened was I used to study in Nizamabad's Telangana University. So there, our university was there on NH44. So on that road, very often we used to see many accidents. One day I went to a tea stall person. I have asked him, "Bhaiya, yesterday इधर एक accident हुआ ना? What was it?" He said very casually that ये तो रोज होता रहता है. So that was one thing which I thought how we have lost that sensitivity towards accidents. And at that time I was 19 years old, I think. So then I realized importance of road safety, how we have to improve on this one, how we have to educate people. Then gradually at the age of 22 I started a Twitter page called Team Road Squad. So that was the main cause which was the reason behind starting this road safety awareness campaign. Yeah. Every day we post an awareness video. It is not a Saturday or Sunday. Every day we post one or the other awareness video, awareness post, which will help drivers to learn a new thing. So that will actually help them in day-to-day life. For example, how they have to maintain tire pressure. It is a very small thing, but it can save a life. In that way, we keep posting tiny things, but those are very important things when it comes to road safety. How they have to do the defensive driving. Whenever a new driver comes across our page, he will learn a new thing every day. That will actually contribute to his good driving efforts in longer run. Yeah.
Like, you go on the field and you also work over there, right?
Mostly my videos are based on dash cam footages. Dash cam is something which is fitted to car windscreen, which will record entire footage right from the start of your driving till the end. So it will be loop recording. What I do is whenever I find something which I needs to educate, on which I need to educate people, I will capture that thing, I will save that thing, and I'll upload it on social media. But in the course of time, what I have done is we have one more person, Lokendra. He is popularly known as Hyderabad Traffic Man. He is very much collaborated with the Hyderabad Traffic Police. So I have joined hands with him, and we actually go to some major junctions like Mozamjahi Market, Sangeet Junction. There, what we try to do is we try to educate people. We have also membership in this HCSC. It is Hyderabad City Security Council. Using that platform, we have tried to educate many drivers on field as well as when it comes to social media. It is always there. Day-to-day posts are always there from our side. Yeah.
When you go on field, what will be the reaction of the drivers? कि like, अरे यार ये तो हमको पहले से पता है. This is very common. So do they react like this or?
Yeah. So what actually people think is understanding the vehicle means they are driving properly. But handling the clutch, handling brake, handling accelerator, this is not good driving actually. When it comes to when you know the rules, when you are applying those rules, the defensive driving techniques on the road, then only you will become a good driver. So usually people try to question us. They will get offended very often. They'll feel bad if somebody starts telling them. So even traffic police are afraid of this thing. That is the reason why they are avoiding this contact enforcement. There are two types of enforcement: contactless enforcement and contact enforcement. Contact means whenever a driver commits an offense, immediately he will be pulled over by the police. He will be questioned, he will be fined or warned when in foreign countries, other countries. But here in India, we only take the photograph of the violator and we will send them e-challan through website or through post or something like that. So Gradually what happened is people started taking that advantage, and they started violating more and more, and this has created a lot of distance between public and police relation and understanding of the roads.
What do you think? Like, what punishment should be there if people are not following the rules? Like, if they are not wearing helmet or if they are doing rash driving or something.
To start creating awareness first. Without creating awareness, if we start enforcing the law, that creates hatred in the public towards government. For example, in 1980s, when we started this helmet rule, at that time Sri N.T. Ramarao was the chief minister. So when he started imposing this helmet rule on the people, there was a lot of revolt from all sections. Educated people, politicians, common public, everybody started opposing it. Gradually what happened, they removed that rule for some days just to calm down the people. This was because they were not aware, public were not aware what is the benefit of wearing a helmet. They started feeling that somebody is imposing a rule on us, and they started feeling suffocated. So gradually, when people started understanding what is the benefit of wearing helmet, when number of people who know the importance of helmet increased, that hesitancy towards government or police, that gradually reduced. Now, if we see in 2020 or 2024, we have reached a place where almost 80% of riders in Hyderabad city, they are wearing helmets. So the main purpose why I'm telling this example is, when we start creating awareness in the first place, gradually enforcement will also improve. When police start enforcing law, even if it is a minor fine also, people get offended. When, for example, a person is driving on the wrong side with his children, when a police officer stops him, if he is aware of the rule, if he is aware of the dangers which are involved on wrong side driving, then immediately he'll realize, even if it is a petty fine, even if it is a warning also, he'll realize his mistake and he will not argue with the police officer. But now what is happening in our present situation is, people are not aware of the rules, and police are trying to enforce law. That is creating a lot of friction. If we start imposing hefty fines, if we start imposing punishments like jail term or like this, that will create even more friction, and that will actually disturb law and order in the society. So before getting into hefty fines and punishments, we have to start creating awareness and proper licensing system. Yeah, that is what I feel.
Great. So, how can we aware them?
Awareness has to start from schooling days. Now, right from the beginning, how we are focusing on learning alphabets, how we are focusing on sports, just like that, we have to start teaching them road rules also. And awareness should actually start from parents. Parenting is very important. When a parent is feeling very proud about their child driving a motorcycle or driving a two-wheeler, that is actually driving that entire generation into danger. So awareness has to be created from school days onwards, and gradually when we increase the grade, how we are learning to use computer, how we are learning to understand physics, biology, and all these things. Roads and road science in the sense science involved in the roads. So if we start learning that from school days onwards, gradually by the time they attain that permitted age of driving license, they will be aware of the rules, and they'll also understand how to behave in the society, how we have to follow all the rules. But unfortunately, if we are trying to teach them after attaining some age, they are not willing to absorb that thing, and they are entering the existing system of dangerous driving.
Yeah, right. I agree with you. And even I would like to add one more point also. Even parents, they just don't follow the rules. Like, keeping, being with the child also, they don't follow the rules. They do rash drivings, most of the parents. So, that child is also learning from the parents itself. Ki, like, my father is only not following, so why should I do like that?
That is right. You are right, Arif, actually. But here I would like to add one example. Initially, we had only two-wheeler in our house when I was a child. Then my sister learned this helmet rule from her school. She came to home, she started forcing my father to wear a helmet. At that time, my father was hesitant. Why should I wear a helmet? It is very short distance.
Right.
Then my sister started forcing more and more. Gradually, after 6 months or like that, he started wearing a helmet. So this is the change which is expected in society. When a child is educated, gradually they will start educating their parents. That is how we improve our generations. Of course, it may take a lot of time, but when we start educating, we have to start at some point. If we start educating people, children initially, gradually that change will get reflected in the course of time. Yeah.
And one more thing is that I think movies also play the major role, because hero is not following the traffic rules, he is doing that rash driving and villain is chasing him like that. So they also adopt those things from the movies. What do you think about this?
It is absolutely true, actually, because what happens is people who, if somebody is eve teasing a girl in a movie, and if some big hero like Saif Ali Khan is doing it, then that young college boy, he will think that that is heroism. If you look at recent film Animal also, many young people around from in between age group of 20 to 30, they started doing such things outside, and they are feeling that that is heroism. In the same way, these movies, whenever we look at that picture, that will influence our thought process. And if hero is not wearing helmet, and if hero is driving rashly, and if he is not having side mirrors, if he is negligent on the road, people feel that hairstyle is more important than wearing a helmet. So movies also should improve on that front, and they should create some awareness among the youth. Of course, many film stars in Telugu industry now, they are creating awareness in coordination with Cyberabad Traffic Police and all these people. If they can tell the same thing on movie screen also, that would be more impactful. Yeah.
What do you think about self-driving cars? Are they safe, or are not suitable for our roads and all?
This is a very good question, Arif. Point is, not just in India, worldwide, people are facing this difficulty. Police departments, especially when it comes to self-drive cars, we all know United States is very famous. Police are constantly warning drivers to be alert behind the wheel. The major problem with this self-drive cars is like it will actually give driver that privilege to relax for some time, and he can in this meantime many drivers are falling asleep, and that is even more causing more dangers on the road. Self-drive cars are good, actually, maybe they are futuristic, but given the present scenario in our country and on other roads also, that is not preferable. The point is, self-drive cars can also be hacked. This threat is always there. This what happens is, when third person is controlling your vehicle, he can cause more dangers on the road. He can endanger other people, especially cars being driven by humans. What happens is, these sensors may not work properly in some climatic conditions. Sometimes there may be a glitch, there may be a delay, some software patch might not be upgraded in your car. So these things will reduce the performance of that self-drive car, and ultimately that will create a lot of danger on the roads. In United States, for every 1 million kilometers, we have some 9 accidents like that in these self-drive cars, and many people are losing their lives. Many companies are also working on this one. As of now, we do not have proper technology in other countries which are well developed with proper designs of the road. And when it comes to India, we should be even more careful. Recently, we have seen popular business tycoon Anand Mahindra ji sharing one self-drive car of his Mahindra company. So he is actually encouraging innovation and technology, but when it comes to reality, decision making and understanding of our roads requires human interference. If humans are negligent, if the driver sitting behind the wheel, if he is not alert in a country like India, where we have many people coming from all directions, and sometimes here people are falling from flyovers as well.
Yeah.
So some, not only from right, left, sometimes from above the sky also they are falling on us. So in these situations, it is always preferable to have a proper driver education and well trained driver behind the wheel who is always alert.
How can we stop drink and drive?
Coming to drunk and drive, people should understand one thing. Every year in three commissionerates, we have Cyberabad, Hyderabad, and Rachakunda commissionerates in Hyderabad region. Every year, police are catching 1 lakh drivers. They are booking 1 lakh drivers under drunken driving cases. It is a huge number. In spite of creating this awareness campaigns, in spite of trying to educate people, police are booking cases, sending them to jail if they are caught second time. In spite of all these efforts, people are still drinking and driving. This is just because they are not aware of the dangers which are involved in it. Whenever somebody consumes, for example, if you take in US, it is not 30 mgdl. That is not the capping there. Because of their climatic conditions, their genes, and everything, they have increased that limit to somewhere around 80 to 90 mgdl. But here in India, we have a maximum capping of 30 mgdl. If somebody is caught with blood alcohol level concentration which is 30 or above 30, he will be prosecuted, and that will actually spoil that person's entire career in long run. But people are not aware of it. They are doing that mistake again and again, and they are threatening lives. For example, if you take New Year's Eve, that day alone, police caught almost 3,000 people in Hyderabad region, and they have 3,000 means they have prevented 3,000 accidents in
Oh
that
my
day.
god. Those people were educated, I guess.
Yeah, they are educated, but they are not educated on road rules and safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are not aware of it. That is the reason they actually argue with police whenever they are caught. They feel that they are confident. They are eligible to drive because they know the rules. Many lawyers also, they get caught in drunken drive because they are confident about the system that they can escape. But of course, Hyderabad, the traffic police, they are putting in a lot of efforts to create awareness. If you can remember that 2008 or 9, in between that time, there was an accident in Panjagutta where a very small 9-year-old Ramya, her name is Ramya, she has died in that accident. And even now, that family is suffering with all those injuries and everything. Some of them are bedridden like that. So it is a very dangerous habit. It can spoil lives. There is one of my acquaintance. He was about to fly to US very shortly, and just to celebrate this New Year Eve, he went out with friends. He drove the bike, I think, in drunken condition, in inebriated state, and that actually lost and he killed someone on the road. He lost his visa. He lost his one of his limbs also in that accident. He lost his entire career.
Yeah.
So that bright young person, if he had stayed cautious, if he is aware of the rules, if he knows what is going to happen to him, he would have happily been in US today.
Yeah.
It is a very tragic story. Yeah. There are many such stories.
Like one accident will affect the entire family.
That is true. It will not only impact their physical condition, it will also impact their psychological state. Not just one generation. If some person, some senior head of the family suffers an accident, his children, if suppose that person dies in that road accident, his children will develop a fear on roads. His children may not understand the importance. His children may be afraid of the society. They might face some difficulties in education, financially, as well as emotionally. They will not have their father with them. That will impact their generation, next generation, as well as generations that follow. One accident can spoil a lot of lives. And one example which I want to give is, my sister is a plastic surgeon. She is Dr. Ramya. She works in Nizam Institute of Medical Sciences, NIMS, Panjagutta. So every day they get around 6 to 7 serious accident cases, and these are the people who attach limbs. I mean, these people amputate legs and hands of people whenever required to save the life. Very recently, there was a person. So he met with an accident. His grandchild was there on the two-wheeler, and after the accident, some lorry hit them, and these doctors, team of doctors, they have decided to amputate both the legs of that person. They want to remove those legs just to save the life. Then what happened? after gaining conscious, that person was asking these doctors, when I'll be able to walk again, when you will discharge me. And this team of doctors, they went to their family members, they questioned them, haven't you informed that person that we are going to amputate his legs? So that is a very painful situation. Losing one of the God's gifts which we have right now. This human body is the greatest gift which God can give us. And if we are losing it in a small accident just because of some minor mistake, just because not checking mirror, if we are changing lanes, that may cause some accident and we may lose one of these gifts which God has given us. That is a very painful situation.
Yeah. This mirror also, like most of the people, they don't know the use of mirror also. Few people think that it is just for makeup.
That is true. I have seen people who put those mirrors right in their front, right in front of their face. Uh, Whenever they get down at the office, no, they check their makeup and they'll immediately get into their office. But they never realize the actual importance of that mirror. They have to see what is coming from behind. There are many monsters who are following us. One of them can hit us from behind, and we have to be very cautious about that thing.
Yeah, right. And what, like if we are riding bike or scooty, one mirror is sufficient, or we need to keep two mirrors?
In present situation, what happens is when the traffic was less initially from 2001 to, I mean, if you see, this question has something which I have to answer with the help of heavy vehicle things. Initially, when Tata company started manufacturing heavy vehicles, the primary assumption was that heavy vehicle will be on the left lane of the highway, so we will only keep right mirror to that vehicle. Gradually, what happened, companies realized that only right mirror is not sufficient, we should also inculcate left mirror also. Then for the vehicles being manufactured after 2000, even heavy vehicles, they are having mirrors on both the sides. In the same way, initially when the traffic density was less in Hyderabad, when there were more bicycles, in 1980s to 2000, we have more bicycles in Hyderabad, equivalent to Japan actually. We were called bicycle hub of the world that time. In 1980s to 2000. That is a different aspect. I'll tell about that thing later. So in that situation, having one mirror was enough. But in current scenario, where people are constantly overtaking from all the directions, and if we want to change any lane suddenly, we should always be aware of what is the vehicle coming behind us. So it is always preferable and mandatory to have both the mirrors, side mirrors. We call it ORVMs in cars. Yeah, it is mandatory to have it.
So, is there any fine, like if we don't keep mirror or if we don't have any mirror?
Yeah, right now in Hyderabad we have 100 rupees of fine for not having side mirrors and improper use also. If you have side mirrors and if you are using it to look at your own face, then also you will attract a fine of 100 rupees. And there will be some service charge of 35 rupees added to it. It will cost around 135 rupees. Yeah.
What are your takes on safety of cyclists and pedestrians?
One thing what we have to understand here in this case is cyclists and pedestrians, especially pedestrians in our city, according to Motor Vehicle Driving Regulations 2017, or if we take CMVR 1989, Central Motor Vehicle Act Regulations, pedestrians will have first priority on the road. If we are entering a new road, for example, we are approaching a junction and there is free left, pedestrians will have first priority. Unfortunately, in a city like Hyderabad, where we have population of 1.5 crores and actively moving 20 lakh vehicles, many of the drivers are not aware of this rule, and they are actually prioritizing themselves more than pedestrians. If a pedestrian is waiting at a crossroads or junction, and if at a pedestrian crossing, we should stop for them, we should allow them to cross the road. As drivers are not aware of this rule, when it comes to Hyderabad, statistics show many people, around 200 members each year, they die in that older parts of Hyderabad, old city region. And even when it comes to newer regions of Hyderabad city, we have many pedestrian deaths when compared to motorist deaths. First place, people who occupy this table is pedestrians, then cyclists, then motorists, two-wheeler riders, and last comes this four-wheeler people, especially for accidents which happen in the city. These are the people who are most vulnerable on the road. Pedestrians don't have any gears, they don't wear any helmet. They are vulnerable people on the road. We should always prioritize their safety. And when it comes to cycling, our government has initiated, previous government has initiated many steps, and even present government also is doing it. They are constructing skywalks, they are constructing cycling tracks to help cyclists and pedestrians. But until and unless motorists realize the importance of cyclists and pedestrians, we situation will hardly improve. We have to educate people, we have to fine them if required, and we have to help pedestrians and cyclists in this way. One more point which I would like to add in this at this point is we have 92 pelican crossings. Pelican crossings are uh, traffic lights which are controlled by pedestrians. Pedestrians can simply press the button and signal will automatically turn into red color. We have this facility on Tangman Road also, but many people are not aware of it.
Even I got to know just now.
Yeah, that is one great initiative from GHMC and then Commissioner CV Anand sir. They have taken this decision. Hyderabad Traffic Police were part of it. In 92 places, including Cyberabad, Hyderabad, and Rachakonda commissionerates, they have established these pelican crossings. In Malakpet, also near Yashoda Hospital, we have a pelican crossing. What pedestrian can do, he can simply press the button, wait for 5 seconds, immediately signal will turn into red for vehicles and green for pedestrians. But unfortunately, as people are not aware of this, vehicles are not stopping. We have Hyderabad Traffic Police have deployed volunteers also to control the traffic whenever light turns into red color. But in the course of time, because of increasing population, uh, even these initiatives are being faded away because of lack of training.
I think we need to do this awareness also, because if a pedestrian put on that light and the signal is red, other people might get offended. Ki, like, why you have did like that?
Exactly.
Because this is Hyderabad.
That is right. One day I have asked one local vendor who was sitting on Tangman Road, will people stop when light turns red color? She told me one day one person stopped and there was a series of collision. Suddenly he pushed his brakes, and people are not aware of it. Drivers coming from behind, they are not knowing why this person is stopping. They all crashed into each other, and that created an accident. That was People should be aware that we are approaching a pelican signal. For that, these people have established, GHMC people, they have painted some thick rumble strips on the road, alerting the drivers that there is a hazard coming ahead, you have to stop. But people are not willing to do it, just because everybody is in hurry, lack of patience. That is the main problem which is endangering pedestrians and cyclists.
How can we increase the cyclists on the road?
Fortunately, Hyderabad is having a few people who are actively encouraging people to cycle. Just to name those people, there is Bicycle Mayor of Hyderabad, Santanu Selvan. We have Ravi, and we have few other people who are actively encouraging people to cycle. They are bringing up a lot of initiatives. One benefit if everybody uses cycle is we can improve our health situation also. People can become more healthy, they can be active throughout the day, they can easily commute to offices, to nearby places. If somebody is going around 5 kilometers from their home, if they start using a cycle, then that will improve our atmosphere quality also very much, air quality. But the major problem, the major hurdle for this cyclist is nobody is feeling safe on cycle and nobody has so much of patience. But young people, they are trying to come out on the roads, they are trying to cycle, and that is the reason we have cycling track also. But still, every month, if you see, on an average, we have two serious accidents on those cycling tracks. I mean, vehicles are colliding with the pillars on that road. So that is one concern where motorists are not aware of rules, and if they are overspeeding in the wee hours, That is the time when these cyclists come out. So that is actually creating a lot of problem to cyclists. Gradually, if Hyderabad was initially like having a lot of cycles. I once met former Commissioner A.K. Khan sir. He was there in Hyderabad before bifurcation of the state. He was the commissioner that time. So the major challenge which they faced was to control two-wheeler riders and four-wheeler riders and protect cyclists. But same A.K. Khan sir, he was there as traffic commissioner in 1980s. At that time, their main concern was to protect two-wheelers and four-wheelers from cyclists because cycles were dominant that time. We had so many cycles and no cyclist used to stop at junctions, and these people have to stop at intersections. Whenever they are crossing, they have a lot of cyclists surrounding them, just like how two-wheelers are surrounding us right now. We have cycles that time. So if such situation comes back, definitely there will be a lot of improvement in our day-to-day life. A city quality of that city will be rated when more number of people are using cycles safely. One more initiative, fortunately, happening in Hyderabad, that is Hyderabad Cycling Revolution. They have some. I am not part of it actually, 100% from the beginning, but recently I am being more active in it. They are like a group of people who are encouraging people to do cycling and to adopt for active mobility. When it comes to every year they organize a big event in parade grounds. They started with Hyderabad 1.0, Hyderabad Cycling Revolution 2.0, 3.0. Now they have reached 4.0 also. They are the people who are actually encouraging people to adopt active mobility. Active mobility is something where if you are walking, if you are going to a place where it is less than 1 kilometer of distance, you have to start walking. If it is more than 1 kilometers and less than 5 kilometers, you can take a cycle. If it is more than 5 kilometers, you can opt for metro or some public transport. So this is the initiative. They are also working on first mile, last mile connectivity. When we reach metro stations, especially if we take Raidurg, Raidurg metro station is not connecting. We don't have last mile connectivity to Wipro Junction or American Consulate Road or like that. So that is the major hurdle why people are not opting public transport, metro. So these people, they have initiated that thing. They have collaborated with one of the cycling manufacturing, Long Live Mobility. They have partnered with them. They gave cycles to these IT employees for first mile and last mile connectivity. What they can do is they can grab a cycle from metro station. They can go to their office. While coming back, they can come back on that same cycle. They can leave it in the metro station and they can take the metro. So this initiative will have a lot of a long way to go. It is having long way to go. Definitely, if government supports them, there will be a lot of improvement.
Actually, I'm planning to do a complete podcast on active mobility, but the thing is, Ravi bhai is busy. So-
He is ubiquitous in Hyderabad. That means he's everywhere. Everybody wants to meet him. Everybody wants to be partner with him. And he is very much away from this publicity stunts. So that is the reason why you are not able to catch hold of him.
Yeah, but definitely one day I'll catch him. And
Yeah,
I'll do a podcast with you, Ravi bhai. If you're watching
definitely, we are waiting for it.